Rot is not a modern problem, you know, but medieval builders faced it with far higher stakes than we do today. When a beam failed in the Middle Ages, there were no insurance claims, no replacement crews, and certainly no engineered backups. Entire halls, bridges, ships, and defensive works depended on timber enduring decades of moisture, insects, and those harsh seasonal extremes. What they developed was not a product, but a method, one so effective that, honestly, many medieval wooden elements outlast modern treated lumber by centuries. The question is not whether it worked. The question is why it was abandoned. Why medieval builders focused on moisture control instead of surface protection. The medieval understanding of rot was practical rather than theoretical. Builders observed that wood only decays when moisture lingers. Their solution was not to seal wood completely, but to ensure that water never stayed long enough to do damage. This distinction is critical. Rot fungi require sustained dampness, oxygen, and time. Medieval methods removed at least one of those factors at all times. Modern sealants often trap moisture beneath a hard layer. Medieval builders avoided that trap entirely. How slow seasoning became the first and most important defense. Fresh-cut wood rots quickly. Medieval carpenters knew this and refused to work green timber for structural elements. Logs were stored off the ground, exposed to wind but protected from direct rain, sometimes for years. This slow seasoning reduced internal moisture without splitting the fibres. For modern application, this principle remains relevant. Any outdoor timber project benefits from extended air drying. Lumber rushed from mill to construction site carries internal moisture that no coating can fix. Letting wood acclimate naturally is the foundation of longevity. Why splitting wood instead of sawing made rot resistance possible. Many medieval beams and planks were split rather than sawn. Splitting follows the grain, preserving intact fibres. Sawn wood severs fibres, opening microscopic channels that draw water deep into the wood. This difference explains why ancient roof shingles and ship planks often outperform modern equivalents. If you apply this today, use riven shingles, split fence rails, or hand-split posts where durability matters most. How charring transformed vulnerable wood into a biological dead zone. One of the most effective medieval anti-rot techniques was controlled surface charring. Wood intended for ground contact, foundations, posts, or high moisture areas was lightly burned. This was not deep carbonization. It was a surface treatment. Charring closed surface pores, drove out residual moisture, and destroyed fungi and insect eggs. More importantly, it altered the chemistry of the wood surface, making it inhospitable to organisms that cause decay. A practical modern approach involves lightly torching the surface of fence posts or garden structures, then brushing off loose char. This step alone dramatically increases lifespan. Why were oils applied instead of paints or varnishes, you might wonder? Well, after charring or seasoning, medieval builders applied natural oils and fats. Linseed oil, animal tallow, fish oil, and pine-derived substances were common, depending, on the region. These oils penetrated deeply, feeding the wood fibres and repelling liquid water, all while remaining breathable. Unlike modern finishes that form a brittle skin, oil treated wood flexes with temperature changes. Cracks are minimized, and when they do occur, they just don't trap moisture. For modern use, boiled linseed oil applied in multiple thin coats remains one of the closest equivalents. Warm application, by the way, improves penetration and effectiveness. But how did design eliminate water before treatment ever even mattered? Medieval builders understood that no treatment could overcome bad design. Beams were raised off stone footings, and posts never sat directly in soil. Roofs were steep, with generous overhangs. Joints were shaped to shed water, not collect it. This design-first mindset is often missing today. Applying medieval logic means elevating wood, increasing airflow, and avoiding flat surfaces where water pools. Treatment enhances good design, it cannot rescue poor design. So, why was maintenance expected rather than avoided? Well, another reason this method fell out of favour is cultural, not technical. Medieval builders expected maintenance. Oiled or charred wood was periodically refreshed. This was not seen as failure, but stewardship. Modern construction prioritizes products that promise permanence. Yet medieval methods allowed renewal without removal. A new coat of oil or a refreshed char extended life indefinitely. For modern homesteads, boats, sheds and outdoor structures, this approach reduces long-term cost and labour. Why does this medieval hack outperform many modern treatments? Pressure-treated wood relies on chemicals that leach out over time. Paints crack, sealants peel. Medieval methods worked with wood's natural behaviour instead of fighting it. This is why medieval timbers recovered from waterlogged environments often remain structurally sound. They were designed to dry, not remain sealed. So, how can you apply the medieval anti-rot method today, step by step? Select dense, straight-grained wood. Allow extended air seasoning. Split rather than saw when possible. Lightly char high-risk surfaces. Apply penetrating oils warm and thin. Design structures to shed water and allow airflow. And maintain periodically instead of waiting for failure. This is not nostalgia, folks. It is proven field engineering. If this guide reshaped how you think about durability and traditional craftsmanship, subscribe to Backyard Wisdom for more historically grounded, practical knowledge that still works today. And please share this with builders, homesteaders, and serious history enthusiasts who value methods tested by centuries, not marketing cycles.